This could be the biggest discovery of our time, like the kind of discovery that divides history into two periods: before the James Webb Telescope was launched and after the James Webb Telescope unveiled its unearthly findings. Since the dawn of time, people have always had this nagging but valid question at the back of their minds: are we all alone in the universe? Could there be other life forms somewhere out there? The universe is and has been proven to be packed full of solar systems and planets. Couldn't one of them be inhabited by aliens? Well, let's find out. Note that the first exoplanet was only discovered as recently as 1992. Before that, we didn't know about the existence of other planets apart from what we had in our solar system. Since then, over 4,000 exoplanets have been discovered orbiting other stars. The real number of exoplanets could very well range in the trillions. It's only been within the last half-century, maybe, that scientists have been able to start unraveling certain threads regarding these questions. For example, it was only a few years ago that NASA's Kepler Space Telescope and mission revealed that planets outnumber the stars, and that the number of worlds that orbit other stars in the Milky Way is as many as grains of sand. As revolutionary as these findings were, they still didn't answer the question: is there extraterrestrial life? Enter the James Webb Telescope, which is set to radically change our understanding of the cosmos. In December 2021, and at a cost of over $10 billion, the telescope was launched into space from French Guiana. You have to understand the James Webb Telescope is not your average eye in the sky or expensive instrument. Its purpose is to deepen our understanding of black holes, confirm whether or not we have the Big Bang Theory right, and of course, to detect the first signs of extraterrestrial life. It is, by far, the single most powerful telescope ever launched into the cosmos, boasting improved infrared resolution and sensitivity that makes it more powerful than the Hubble Space Telescope, and see objects that are too far away, too old, and too faint for the latter to spot. This is not the first time a mission has been dedicated to searching for aliens. In 1984, you had the birth of the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or SETI for short, project, which dedicated its night and day to detecting more advanced civilization than ours, as well as civilizations that have reached interstellar communication. This project was launched by astronomers Jill Tarter and Thomas Pearson. SETI was meant to pick up radio signals from space, with radio signals being the goal because of their ability to travel across dramatically lengthy distances. So far, SETI hasn't verified that any legit alien signals have been found, but that's okay, because the James Webb Space Telescope is joining the cause. You may wonder what the James Webb Space Telescope is going to do differently. Now that it's been successfully deployed and is currently floating around 1 million miles away from Earth, it has its eye on the following. For a start, JWST is going to examine distant and namely unexplored planets that orbit distant stars, but instead of looking for radio signals, it's going to search for signs of life in the form of extraterrestrial plant life. Plant life has been detected before from space, such as the Galileo spacecraft on its way to study Jupiter. The planet it detected it from was Earth, but it didn't make the discovery any less impressive. Astronomers wanted to know whether or not it was possible to observe life on Earth from space, and they were right. It detected the presence of plants. Moreover, it detected biosignatures, which are phenomena that provide scientific evidence of past or present life. Galileo saw a VRE biosignature, which stands for Vegetation Red Edge, a red and infrared light reflected by plants. Picking up where that discovery left off, the James Webb Telescope will target Earth-like planets located in the habitable zone, also known as the Goldilocks zone, around stars and measure the VRE. This way, if there's, for example, a planet with sprawling jungles, it would have a VRE signal Webb would pick up easily. The telescope will also look for atmospheres. If it found an Earth-like or sized planet with an atmosphere similar to ours, which is one that contains, namely, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen, then the odds are that this planet likely supports life forms, or has the ability to in the future. Another way that alien life could be detected is by searching for technological life. Believe it or not, the key is to look for chemicals that aren't naturally occurring. If we flipped the lens and we were aliens looking at Earth's atmosphere, this is what we would find: chlorofluorocarbons, which are used in refrigerators, freezers, air conditioners, and cleaning materials. This will be a day in history if the telescope detects chlorofluorocarbons. It would be a surefire sign that an alien civilization is present. We may find extraterrestrial life, keyword may, but maybe not in the way we expect. A lot of people don't know that the Earth itself is home to what's called extremophile organisms, life forms that resemble aliens more than anything we know. Extremophile organisms are mostly microbes capable of surviving the most extreme of circumstances and potentially an apocalypse-like event. We're talking like capabilities to not only survive, but thrive in temperatures as scorchingly high as 250 Fahrenheit and as chillingly low as -4 Fahrenheit. Some of these organisms live in acids with a pH below 3. In other words, life forms are weird, and you never know what we might find. We do know where to start though, by studying Earth-like planets rather than planets with temperatures of 250 or -4 Fahrenheit, or, places with pools of acid. Since the telescope is going to target planets in the habitable zone, a prime candidate will be one that has a temperature where liquid water could exist on the surface, as well as a planet that orbits a stable star. Here's a fun fact. Our Sun, classified as a G-type yellow star, isn't actually an ideal star for a planet supporting life. G-type yellow stars are short-lived with lifespans of only about 10 billion years. Meanwhile, red dwarf stars, while cooler and less luminous, have lifetimes of trillions of years. If we find a planet orbiting such a star, we find one that has potential for life to start up, the red dwarf star's lifespan allowing it to develop complex life forms. The James Webb Telescope has a few targets on its agency. The first of them is an exoplanet system called TRAPPIST-1, a system 40 light-years away from ours. This system was discovered all the way back in February 2017. Back then, NASA wasn't clickbaiting when it said it had discovered the most Earth-sized planets. There is a total of 7 rocky exoplanets in that system, all orbiting the TRAPPIST-1 star, a cool red dwarf star. Ground and space telescopes such as Hubble, Kepler, and Spitzer have studied TRAPPIST-1. They have found that 3 of these planets are located in the habitable zone, ergo potential liquid water on their surfaces. The TRAPPIST-1 star, the red dwarf, is 1/10 the mass of our own Sun and is cooler, but since the planets orbit so close to it, they're likely receiving similar light levels as Earth. A year after the system's discovery, a study revealed that some may have more water than the oceans of our planet. For the planets closest to the star, that's in the form of atmospheric water vapor. In other, it's in the form of liquid water and ice. The 7 planets are also thought to contain materials common to rocky planets: oxygen, iron, magnesium, and silicon. It's been said that the James Webb Telescope will make its mark with rocky planets more than in biosignatures. Finally, the telescope will seek the answer to questions such as under what conditions would an atmosphere survive? And how hot can a planet be before an atmosphere escapes? To get that answer, it will study extreme systems, all housing the answers to how different kinds of planets survive. By studying their gases, the telescope will report data on the planet's size, temperatures, and other characteristics. A paper in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences said that, to put it in a nutshell, the short for proof of alien life will be if Webb finds methane. However, there is concern regarding 2 matters. If we misinterpret something as a biosignature, which sets off a panic that there are aliens where there aren't and get a false positive, or if we overlook an actual biosignature. That's where methane will reportedly come in, to help scientists develop a framework to avoid those errors. And then, with modern technology, we may find not only alien forms of life, but extraterrestrial creatures, beings that are as technologically advanced as us, and of course, even more advanced. And that's a wrap on the James Webb telescopes and the huge discoveries it's about to make. What do you think? Do you believe it'll report back with proof of alien life? Most importantly, do you think we're not alone in the universe? Let us know your theories below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to Future Is Now and click the like button. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications to get alerted every time we upload a new video. Bye.